Came home early and overheard my girlfriend bragging about cheating on me, so I left without saying a word. Now she's desperately trying to find me, but I blocked her. At 38, I just found out my girlfriend, 36, of 5 years cheated on me, and I found out in the worst way. Just some background info on me. I've never been married nor do I have any kids. It's not that I don't want either. Life just hasn't had those plans for me yet, I guess. Anyway, to the story. Friday after work, I left to go on a weekend trip with the guys to one of my buddy's cabins on the lake. Nothing too crazy, fishing, drinking games, just good old fun. Usually, we do these trips about every 3 months to get time to ourselves and give our significant others a break from us. I usually stay through the entire weekend and just leave from there to go to work on Monday morning. However, this weekend, I left my laptop in the office room and forgot to grab it. So around 4 p.m., I started to head home, figuring I'd be there by 6 o'clock. Rachel wouldn't have eaten by then, so I called in an order at our favorite Italian place, stopped and picked it up, and headed to the house. I walked in, and everything seemed normal. I could hear Rachel laughing in the kitchen, so I figured I'd just walk in and surprise her. As I got closer, I started to overhear the conversation she was having on the phone, and in an instant, my life was shattered. I assumed she was talking to her sister or maybe one of her friends, but the conversation basically went like this. Last night was just amazing. He was such a considerate lover. I'm telling you, I've never had anything like it. We met on Tinder, and he took me out last night. By the time we made it through the door, we barely made it to the sofa. Oh god, big. I'll definitely be taking him for a test drive again. After that line, I just dropped the food on the floor. Rachel heard it and turned around. By that time, I already had tears welling up in my eyes. She hung up the phone and tried to get to me, but I just pushed her off, went up to the office, grabbed my laptop, and left. Rachel has been hysterically texting and calling for the past 4 days, and I haven't answered one. I'm staying at a motel a couple of towns over, so I doubt she will be able to find me. My buddies and mom have called, as Rachel has frantically been trying to locate me, but I've assured everyone I'm okay and there's nothing to worry about. My life has been ruined by a stupid phone call. I really thought this was the girl I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I'm an only child, and my mom keeps reminding me she wants grandkids. I had planned on proposing this year on the 4th of July, as it would be our 6-year anniversary. I've already got the ring, and my buddy and his wife already know about the plan as they are the ones who set us up and hosted the 4th of July cookouts. Any advice from you on here would be appreciated. This is the first time I've dealt with infidelity in any relationship. I'm really just broken at this point. Do I contact Rachel? Should I hear her out? After that phone call, the thought of her just makes me sick to my stomach. Traditional band 723. She was bragging about cheating on you. You will never forget what you heard. Time to move on. Boston Dana 22. To add to this, she showed you who she is. Be glad you learned now and not after being married for many years. Bushy Boy 1973. You've already heard everything from her you need. Don't look back. Best case scenario, arrange for your friends to collect your things and never speak to her again. The only closure to be had in this is from her side. Never give her a chance to apologize. Don't talk to her friends, or if your mutuals try to give you a message from her, ghost them too. Make a post to social media explaining what happened. Tag her. My name is not Chuck. You probably can't imagine doing this to her. You will want to try and understand and fix things. You'll try to be a pick me. Make it loud in public so you can't go back. You dodged a bullet. Trust me. I found out this past year that half my life is a lie. After 27 years together, with 3 kids, my wife cheated on me multiple times over those years. I had an opportunity to leave her the first year we dated when I found out she probably cheated on me, but I tried to understand and fix things. Don't be me. I've had a very stressful week, and while I did not feel up to replying to anyone's posts, I want you all to know that I read them and your words helped me through the week. This has been a devastating event for me, and each and every one of you that commented or reached out through chat brightened my day just a tiny bit. With that said, here is the most recent update. Last Friday night, after my buddies got to the hotel, I explained what I had heard on the phone call. All 3 of them were stunned, to say the least. They asked if I'd seen any signs of this, and to be honest, I really hadn't. I said I didn't know what I was going to do. I informed my one buddy that the proposal was off, and given the circumstances, he completely understood. One thing I had my buddies do when they left their houses was turn off tracking in case their significant others were checking. Getting back to Rachel, I know she is close with one of the wives, but at this point, I didn't want to take any chances. That night, we spent the night at the hotel bar, and I tailspun pretty hard, shot after shot after shot. It wasn't pretty. My buddies were getting calls all night from their significant others, asking where they were, and to their credit, they stood their ground and backed me up, just saying that we were safe and not to worry. One asked to speak with me, assuming they knew where we were, but I didn't want to talk to her. She kept saying Rachel is worried and just wants me to come home. I just told my buddy to deal with it and I'll fill them in another time. I spent most of the night hitting on the bartender, which I'm not proud of, and a couple of girls who were traveling for work. The next day, I thanked them all for spending time with me, and they took off back home. This week, I had one of my buddies scope out the house we were renting, as it was on his way to work and he gets to work after Rachel and I would have already left for the day. Rachel had taken Monday and Tuesday off but went back to work on Wednesday. As soon as he informed me of this, I went to the house and started packing as much stuff as I could. The house was a mess, dishes in the sink, clothes lying everywhere, trash full of takeout and ordered food. It took me about 3.5 hours to get all my crap out. Before I left, I cleaned up for Rachel as a final gesture. That afternoon and evening, I got flooded by Rachel with calls and texts after she realized that I had come home and gotten all of my things. So for now, I'm staying at my mother's house until I can find a place of my own this fall. I spoke with the landlord, and without Rachel's signature, he won't remove me from the lease, meaning I will have to cover my half of it until October.